I first and foremost want to thank you for your time. You spent a lot of time talking to us today. I want to thank you for coming and being open and honest. You recommended a book to us earlier. I wanted to recommend a book to you. It's called Art Madhouse by Greg Palast.
Yeah, I haven't actually.
Yeah, he's the top investigative journalist in America.
I've already read it.
And he says you won the 2004 election.
Right.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? You won in 2004. In fact, there were multiple reports on the day of the election of disenfranchisement of black voters in Florida and Ohio.
So what's the question?
Well, that's my question. I'm going to preface it. He's been talking for 2 hours. I think I can have 2 minutes. Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to ask you my question. I'm going to inform people, and then I'm going to ask you my question. So there are multiple reports of disenfranchisement of black voters on the day of the election in 2004.
Right.
There was also voting machines, electronic voting machines in Volusia County, Florida, that counted backwards. So amidst all these reports of bogus stuff going on, how could you concede the election on the day? How could you concede the 2004 election on the day? When in this book it says there were 5 million votes that were suppressed and you won the election. Didn't you want to be president? I'm not even done yet. I have 2 more questions. If you were so against Iran, how come you're not saying, let's impeach Bush now? Impeach Bush now before we can invade Iran. Why don't we impeach him? Impeach Bush. Clinton was impeached for what? Why don't we impeach Bush, all right? Also, were you a member of Skull and Bones in college with Bush? Were you in the same secret society?
That's all right. Let me answer his question.
Excuse me, were you arrested? Whoa. Is anybody watching this?
You'll be tased if you not. Can you let me go? I'll walk out of here. Just let me go. Hold on your stuff.
Do it now.
Put your hands behind your back.
I think if everybody just
Do it now.
this situation,
You don't have an option. Let me go.
I'll answer his question. And unfortunately, he's not available to come up here and swear me in as president.
Why are they arresting me? Can someone do something here?
Let me just say
I'm being arrested.
Because it's a very important question.
What did I do? Get off me! You know what? Get off me! Get the f off me, man! I didn't do anything! Don't tase me, bro! Don't tase me! I didn't do anything! Ow! 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 Let me go! Let me go! Ow! Oh my God! Why did you arrest me? What did I do? What did I do? Stay back. Can I sit? Can I sit? Anybody want to follow along? Just come with us. Make sure they don't kill me. Anybody?
Came out to see the, I don't know what either. These were just these guys and asked questions. Yeah, he was passionate. He was talking about it. He was getting angry and frustrated. He said he had a question. Ripping his shirt, pulling out the taser, pushing him on the ground, holding him down, screaming, just don't tase me, please don't tase me. And then they tased him.
Why are you arresting him? I just want to hear the
They didn't tell him why they're arresting him. They were ripping his shirt and holding him down. They didn't tell him why they're arresting him. No one knew. Everyone else was doing it. Why are you arresting this guy? What is going on? No one knew. Like,
honestly, you know, they gave him a lot of chances. They're like, if you don't roll over your side, we'll tase you. And the police officers acted very professionally in my opinion.
So you think they performed?
They performed their duty. They gave him silver opportunity to, you know, to submit himself to arrest. And he refused, and they tased him. He honestly didn't seem to be in that phase afterwards.
So in your opinion, they did the right thing?
I don't know police procedure, but it did seem like they acted professionally and according to normal procedures. They read him his rights and everything. So.
Do you think what happened to him was fair?
I think it's both parties are at fault. I mean, he shouldn't have been yelling, but I also don't think it shook me to know. And I mean, like hearing him being tased, I'm still very bad.
As I understand, during this event there was the utilization of a taser, basically in the dry stun mode. There are two different ways it can be used, where it's not the projectile is actually shot from the weapon that reaches a subject. This one was actually where that cartridge was removed and the taser was actually applied directly to the person, where it doesn't cause any external prong use or anything. That was utilized today, but again, like any other use of force issue the University Police Department faces, we will review that case like any other. Again, if someone's handcuffed, it's not a typical use of force with a taser, but at this point it's too early to determine whether or not that was the case. Again, what level of handcuffing we're talking about. Sometimes there have been situations where a handcuff is attempted to be applied. One handcuff is placed on one wrist, and before the subject is completely handcuffed, they can snatch away. At that point, you have a deadly weapon on the attached to the other end of their arm as they're flailing it around. So again, it depends on, you know, by definition, if someone's properly handcuffed, it is not normal standard procedure that you would utilize a taser at that point.
What?
At this point, the investigation into the actual event is ongoing. We're interviewing witnesses as well to find out exactly what went on. There are, as we understand, videotapes of the incident. We'll be looking at that as well. So there will be a further investigation. While the subject has been arrested and transported to Alachua County Detention Center, the investigation is not over at this point into the entire event.